Bill Roenigk Sr. was born August 14, 1919. His 71 years of life were filled with heartaches, tragedies, blessings, and successes. He witnessed his father's death at the age of 5 when he was killed by a lightning strike while bringing in hay. His mother was not able to care for all 3 sons, so Bill went to live with his grandparents, and his brother Lee went to work on a neighboring farm. Bill was married and had 2 children, but came home to an empty house upon his return from Germany at the end of World War II. Never defeated, he focused his energies on starting an excavation and transportation company in 1945. He was married a second time, and they had a daughter, Barbara, who was born premature and suffered from cerebral palsy. Barb's mother was killed in a car accident when Barb was only 18 months old. A divorcee, a widower, and the father of a child with disabilities, any of which would have defeated most people, Bill proved his true strengths and continued growing his business. In 1954, he married Jean Corbeck. Jean still tells the story of the first time she had seen the name Roenigk on a machine owned by Bill and wondered to herself, how in the world would you say a name like that? Only to have it become her name several years later. Always ahead of his time, Bill knew that the full-time employees he had in his excavation operations would be available to cover open runs on the bus side. But Plan B was far more creative. Having 8 children in 12 years, who would grow up to have 8 spouses and 14 grandchildren, would certainly fill a lot of empty seats. All told, it added 25 drivers to the pool over the years, and the next generation is growing up fast. Becoming a member of the Roenigk family pretty much guaranteed that you would someday be voluntold to be a driver. Cousins, nieces, and nephews were also welcomed with open arms and expanded the meaning and the size of the family business. Born, raised, and a lifelong resident of Sarver, Bill couldn't go anywhere without someone knowing him. The longest night of the year for his children was open house at Buffalo Elementary. Everyone had to talk to him about some bus issue, while he and Jean tried desperately to see the teachers for 8 kids. That personal relationship with the community is probably the biggest reason W.L. Roenigk was the original contractor and still transports for the Freeport Area School District today. There wasn't a year from 1956 through 1985 that a Roenigk child wasn't enrolled. Bill and Jean worked tirelessly together over the years growing the business. While Bill was the heart and guts of the company, Jean was without a doubt the brains and the backbone. Jean had graduated from nursing school at Johns Hopkins University prior to their marriage. However, after the I-do's were said, she went to work in the office of the family business. She always said that if she had known she would be spending her entire life working in an office, she would have paid more attention in typing class. Bill and Jean worked well together as a team, but that is not to say that there weren't issues and disagreements. Most of them ended with Bill saying, "Just mind your own business and get your office work done." Loosely translated to mean, "I know I have lost this argument, but I am not admitting anything." Everyone learned the most important work lesson of all. If you don't have your work done, you couldn't go to the fair. This was because Bill had 2 passions outside of the bus world: the Butler Fair, for which he was president from 1981 until his death, and raising cattle on his farm adjacent to the fairgrounds. So of course, if as a family you spent your summers at the fair and the rest of your year surrounded by buses, you would have to find a way to mesh your 2 worlds together. This is how the first ever school bus demolition derby was dreamed up in 1997 by a group of Roenigk cousins, and is still drawing crowds by the thousands to the fair every year. Bill's cattle farm, which he often referred to as heaven on earth, was where he would go to get away from the stresses of the business. Unfortunately for his sons, nephews, and a select group of employees, it became the place they spent countless hours plowing fields, feeding cattle, and baling hay. They learned a lot about work ethics, working together, and when they complained about the hours, Bill would always reassure them that a little hard work never killed anybody. He insisted his beloved Butler farm was where he wanted to be buried. Just a few weeks after that declaration, Bill had a massive stroke and passed away on August 4th, 1991. Jean honored his wishes, and his sons and employees built a gravesite on the family farm, which is Bill's final resting place. The only thing Bill ever wanted was all his children together in one place. It happened only once, his funeral. When Bill passed in 1991, they had contracts with 5 local districts and had 3 locations in Sarver, Natrona Heights, and Leechburg. Jean looked around and asked, "What am I supposed to do with all this?" With the help of her children, some with the drive and personality to acquire new business, and some with the common sense and work ethic to make it happen, the company grew to be named the largest woman-owned company in western Pennsylvania by the Pittsburgh Business Times. But Jean will tell you that being the largest has never been her goal. She has always believed that doing the job right was more important. Doing the job right is how you get to a 75th anniversary. In 2020, the 75th anniversary came and went. March 13, 2020, changed the world for everyone, especially those in the bus business. We all learned new words like pandemic and social distancing. Like many, death took its toll on the Roenigk family. On September 1, 2020, Jean lost a second son, Bob, to cancer. A beloved cousin and valued employee, Jim Roenigk, passed the same year. But despite the efforts of the world, school cancellations, government agencies, conspiracy theorists, and every other obstacle that was thrown at them, W.L. Roenigk has made it to their 77th anniversary. They celebrated Jean's 90th birthday on March 5, 2022. She was given the day off with pay, of course. With the strength of the foundation built by Bill and Jean, they are proud to have the 3rd generation joining the forces. They're in the home stretch of the hard times, but they built this right so nothing and no one is ever going to move it.